Thanks for joining us on our webinar today, How to Dominate Your Market by Becoming an Instant Authority. I'm Jeff Shinakawa from Gardiner's Mattress and More, and joined by my friend, Devin Hers from Direct Marketing Concierge.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the webinar.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Devin. Thanks for helping our folks out here that downloaded got onto this webinar from the Swipe and Deploy file in the GKIC newsletter, and your folks from your Monday marketing nugget list. So thanks for joining us. Give you guys a little bit about myself in case you don't know me. So I'm Jeff Shinakawa. 5 years ago, I arrived on Planet Dan. For you GKIC people that are not familiar with that term, Planet Dan is the world of Dan Kennedy, if you will. So been a member in GKIC for about 5 years now, and really built Gardiner's Mattress and More on all of the direct response principles that we've all been learning and been taught through the newsletters and super conferences and info summits and all that other great stuff that we get. So really kind of built this business with that in mind, and we're really changing the way that mattresses are sold. And our book is just a tremendous part of that. And we're going to share with you today how that book is a big part of what we're doing here. Frankly, our goal, and we're already seeing this happen, is our goal, since we believe in better health through better sleep, we believe we should be no different than any other professional health practice. So we're beginning to work through appointments, private consultations, where the store is closed to the public, but we're open for a client that has an appointment with us. The end goal is to eventually be an appointment-only store, mattress store, which to my knowledge would be the first in the country, and maybe even, I'll be as bold as to say across the world, which would be pretty cool. One thing I'm very, very passionate about, and I'd like to share with everyone, is I really, really, truly believe in small business. I believe in it here at the Main Street brick and mortar level. It's what I know, it's what I love, and I feel compelled to offer knowledge, offer expertise, which I've been in this game of sales and marketing now 15 years in total, and I just really believe in sharing that. So that's what we're here today, and that's me. So Devin, let's tell everybody a little about yourself.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you, Jeff, and great story there. And my name is Devin Hers. I own DMC. Started a marketing company back in the mid-90s, 1995. Been marketing ever since and running my own company, so definitely a true entrepreneur, and been through all the bumps and bruises and all the ups and downs of owning my own business, and really got involved in marketing on the design stand front. Really creative and graphic design was my passion. And then from the graphic design end, got really into the printing, because we had have a means to get our graphics out there to the world, and we really got involved in printing and owned a couple different printing presses, and really know printing like the back of my hand, so I have a lot of knowledge in the design and print world. And then what the real true passion that I had was to come up with innovative marketing products, even as basic as our postcards and different types of mailers that we develop. They really did not have that typical look. I always try to be unique and different with all the different types of marketing collateral that we develop. So I really had a vision to come up with unique products and 3D mailers and lumpy type mailers, and then different types of die cuts, and now some of the new technology that's out there. Have a lot of cool new products that help clients break through the clutter, and the vision finally is a true reality, and we develop a lot of full-blown campaigns for the clients that we work with. And we're really here to set you up as an authority and an expert in your industry, and build that trust and build that level of companionship with your clients and your current lists, and then also prospects. So we develop campaigns to help with retention, reactivation, and prospecting, and we really try to handle it from start to finish so you can focus on your business while we handle your marketing. And that's the design aspect, the print aspect, all the way through the direct mail, handwork, and delivery to the USPS to get out, whether it be bulk mail or first-class postage. Also been very involved with GKIC and Planet Dan for about 8 years now. Had the privilege to develop several different campaigns for them. I'm not sure if any of you out there have received the Super Conference invite from a couple years back, which was the wanted poster with Bullet. Also the personalized calendars that they used to send out every New Year. Those were our products and our ideas that they came to us for. So use a lot of their theories and methodologies and a lot of Dan stuff along with our years of experience, and being able to do campaigns on a weekly basis and almost a daily basis, we're able to test and measure and understand what is working and what's not working to better help future campaigns out. So in a nutshell, that's who I am.
Great. Yeah, and I'll say this. I mean, we're here to talk about becoming an author and instant authority through authorship. And Devin really does, as an endorsement here, Devin really does phenomenal direct mail and design work. We've used him for anniversary sales. Actually, as we're doing this webinar, we have our second anniversary campaign that Devin's helping us with. So full endorsement from me in the great stuff that DMC does. So definitely worthwhile to check out what Devin has to offer, other than just what we're going to share with you about your own shook or short book today. All right.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. All right, let's get into it.
Yep.
Go ahead.
All right. So you might be saying, guys, why the heck do I even need a book or a shook? Shook is a term that Devin created for a short book. So, we've got it listed out here on your screen. You can see it. You're a published author. You become an authority. I mean, unless you're a Kardashian, and I'll argue, a tweet today by a Kardashian is gone tomorrow by the next Gaga. I mean, it's very fleeting. Words on print paper in hand have a lot more authority, a lot more tangibility to them than anything you can put anywhere else. It's one of the oldest media out there, as far as I know. Since the days of cavemen, people have been writing things down on stone tablets. So being an author has its authority. Who else is going to do this? Is your competition going to do this? Likely not. You're smart just by being here. They're not getting newsletters. They're not getting new marketing information. So they're not going to create a book. And this is what really sets you apart in your marketplace. When we get to tell our audience, our customers here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, when we can say, hey, we wrote the book on buying a mattress, can anybody else claim that? Not until they write one. And even if they write one, we've already got version 2 out there, and then version 3. So, they're just not going to, they're not going to do this. It's too much. It's work. They see it as way too much work. Up until this point, you're on this webinar. You've likely gotten some information from me on how to make this very easy, and we're going to give you that information towards the end of this webinar. But it's not as hard as what somebody from the outside world might think. So doing this, really, you show up like nobody else does. Again, your competition isn't going to do this, and you blow the doors off your client and prospects when you put this in their hand, when you give them this kind of information. You're living in a world where you're by yourself. You're not lumped in with all your competition who say, hey, we're the best, we're the greatest, we're the local family company, we've been in business for X number of years. Really, if you look at the advertising that your competitors are doing, that's all they're saying. That's all really anybody says. So it really builds that credibility. And reinforcing your unique selling proposition, your USP. Why you out of everybody else, and including doing nothing, should I do business with you? already know it because you're giving them all the answers to the questions that they may have or will have. You're giving it to them in advance. So you're really creating a very, very nice educated prospect that's ready to buy. And it tells them, you're telling them what they need to know. So it's just, it's a win-win all the way around. And we'll show you as we go on. For us at Gardiner's here, having a customer walk in the door with printed out book in hand or a copy of our book that they maybe had passed on to them from a friend, that is, we're almost like Pavlov's dogs when the bell has been rung. I mean, when somebody comes up to our front door with that book in hand, we know that they're pretty much ready to buy, and they view us as the place that they're going to do business. So when we talk about having a book from a lead generation standpoint, it's absolutely awesome. Keeps that funnel full, and you have a way to engage the audience before they pick up the phone or come in your front door. So to dive into each one of these a little more, setting yourself up, your company up as an authority, we kind of touched on this. It's being an author has perceived value. When everybody in the world can put stuff out on Facebook and blogs and tweets and all this other stuff, that's very, very easy, and it's a very crowded space. But when you have a book, you begin to rise to the top, and you're standing in a place of one. Because you're a published author, you've got credibility. All right, people believe things that are in print. All right, that's why the saying is you can't always believe what's printed, right? Well, hopefully you should be a very trustworthy person. So you put your words on paper and print it. You're credible. All right, and you've set yourself apart from the competition. And there's much more staying power. Trust me, much more staying power in a book than some just random stuff out there on the internet. Just a lot more staying power. Okay. So setting yourself apart from the competition. All right. I mean, this is one of the key fundamentals. The key to successful marketing is being different. Saying is be different or die. I mean, that is so true. When I had the opportunity to buy Gardiner's, I went into it with Ben McClure, my business partner. I said, look, I'm going to do this with you, but we will be different. And if we can't be different, I don't want any part of this. Because there's 136 other people in our county of 500,000 that sell a mattress. So it's a pretty crowded space for the mattress business here. And us being different, us having this book is a big key to that. You want to add anything different there, Devin, since you're, or add anything to being different, sorry.
Yeah.
Since you're kind of that guy when it comes to design and direct mail. I mean, you always come up with amazing, unique things. I mean, that bullet mailer you did for the Super Conference a couple years back was just very cool. I still have that 50 cal bullet sitting on my desk.
Exactly.
2 years later, 3 years later, whatever that was. Yeah. You want to add anything there?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we practice what we preach, and all of these methods and products that we developed have been, years in the working. And Shook has been one of our best products as well, Jeff. For even trade shows, and we'll get into that a little bit more here in the next few slides. But people actually come to you if they know that you have a book. They were coming to our booths to come get the book because they saw other people had it in their hands and they wanted to get that themselves. So just being different, being unique, anything that you do, whether it be a direct mail piece, a handout, a sales brochure, just stop doing the normal plain Jane stuff and be different. Don't do the 3-panel brochure that talks about how great you are and you've been in business for how many years and this and that. It's about educating and building the trust, creating that relationship, striking on emotions, and giving them good information that they can use. And essentially that's going to turn them on to where you're their only choice when it comes to whatever product or service that you're offering.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, differentiation is key, and as this, and I hate this statement of this new economy. I mean, it's yes, it's new, but we must accept the world in which we live now. So as our consumer world, the consumer culture moves forward from the less lessons learned over the last 5-6 years. We need to be different, and I like Devin's phrase here, make yourself the good guy. Be that guy that gives all the information. Give it away. There's nothing wrong with that. Why hide it? Why hide your best stuff behind some imaginary curtain that people can only get when they're in front of you face to face? Why be that? Why do that? That's no benefit to you, because what if they just never get to know you? But if you're able to answer that question that they have, that burning question on how to consume your product or service or do business with you, you're more likely to get that business. The competition, they just want to be there. They want to transact business. You want to educate your customer base, and you want to let them know that you're the guy to do business with. You're the good guys, and that's the persona that we have here in Lancaster with our customers, with our clients. I mean, we get feedback from them all the time about what our competition says. A lot of our competition says, "Oh yeah, that's the high end store. They just want to sell only $30,000." Well, I mean, most of our customers, they're not even presented with that option because it's just not a fit for them. So when they're told that, they automatically see that salesperson is being very self-serving for him and not for them. Again, our book is it's all a keystone of this. So really give that information out. Be the good guy. So not to digress, but if you do not have an undeniable reason why someone should do business with you, in other words, your unique selling position, unique selling proposition, if you don't have that, you really need to get one, okay? And the Shook in itself really, is that USP. You're providing a different level of education, or you're providing education as the only person that's providing it, all right? That's unique in itself. So you've got that extra step that your competition just doesn't have. Once you put it out there, your USP, your customer gets it. Okay, so like ours, we help people wake up happy and pain-free, well rested, and ready to face the day, even if your husband snores worse than a Mack truck. Okay, like that?
I love that.
Yeah. So, I mean, that immediately rings the bell for most customers. Let's face it, most of us guys do snore. Women do too sometimes, but mostly it's a guy thing. So being that 80% of the people coming in my front door are women, that resonates for more than one reason. The snoring Mack truck part, yeah, that's funny, but they get it. They get that we're helping them wake up because they got happy, pain-free, because they got some problems. Maybe it's not snoring. Maybe it's back pain. Maybe it's neck pain. Maybe they have acid reflux, and we can actually help them with that through a mattress. So when you start letting them know who you are, what you do, and why you should do business with me, it helps the process. It helps the sale along. And when it's in your book, it's just one more drive home of who you are and how you can help them. Okay? Makes the experience a positive one with you. Okay? So education. This is just really key. This is what your short book does. Okay. I said earlier, don't hold back. Don't hold back your best stuff. You want to get that prospect. You want to get in front of them. You want them to get to know you. How are you going to do that if you're holding back this great information and just putting out there, hey, I'm Joe Schmo's Automotive Repair Shop, and my granddaddy started this business in 1942, and we've been turning wrenches for 65 years. That's great. I'm glad your grandfather started the business, and I'm glad your grandfather's a man of integrity. But you know what? Everyone else in the world has a grandfather, and everyone else in the world's grandfather was as honest as George Washington was, right? With the whole cherry tree thing.
That's right.
I mean, that's great. I'm happy for you. What's that do for me? Right? How do I know you as the mechanic aren't going to rip me off like every other mechanic apparently does? You've got to educate the audience, all right? Letting your customers know that you want to help them and helping them through good quality information that makes sense. It just leads to the mean, so much of what we do here isn't even selling anymore. It's affirmation. Okay, affirmation. That's what we do. When people come into our door, I'd say half of them now, they're pre-sold to the point where as long as we just don't really screw up, like the store smells bad, things are in disarray, we got food stains on our shirt and are cussing in front of everybody. As long as we're not doing dumb things like that, people are buying. It's affirmation at this point for us, not selling. And that is a very, very nice position to be in as a business owner. It's a very nice position to have my salespeople in, because it just takes the pressure away. Anything to add there, Deb?
Yeah, absolutely. People have a fear of buying and spending money. So whether you're an attorney and you're dealing with bankruptcy cases, and the end client or the target audience is, they're confused. They don't know the details and the ins and outs of what they have to go through. So if you can explain that to them and educate them in a book and in a language that they understand, and not legalese and not doctor talk, but we've done these for dentists, and make the procedure sound very easy, and they understand the process and they know the recovery time, and it just gives them a peace of mind, and it really sets the tone to what they're going to be going through, whether it's a doctor, an attorney. We just did a shook as well for a property management company, and it's all the things that they need to know when hiring a property management company. There's so many questions that go unanswered, and now they have a base of what they can look for, either whether they're interviewing other companies or they're interested in your services. They really understand what they're going to go through, the experience they're going to have with your company once they read your book.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that more. Devin, you said you did a book recently for a property management company. I mean, I would have loved to have had that book in my hands when we signed a 10-year lease here, because we just didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what we didn't know. And you're putting yourself out there as a business owner, signing a lease for 10 years, personally guaranteeing it, okay? Buying a business in a shaky economy, moving it. I'd love to have that kind of information at my hands, going back about 2.5, 3 years ago now. Love to have had that information. So think of it in that context, guys, as you're thinking, what would I share? Well, it's your information that your customers should know, that they ask all the time. I mean, that's where you start with this. And again, for those that are on this webinar, as a result of the Swipe and Deploy letter in the June GKIC newsletter, you've already gotten some insight into how to write this book. So we're now sharing you here exactly why you need it and how you're going to use it. So as we move on, I mean, what a great tool to have in your marketing arsenal. Okay, so just a great piece, and when you present it professionally, okay, it just gives a different touch point, a different experience right from day one of your client or prospect interacting with you. And if you get it in front of the right person, they love it, and they find it really hard not to do business with you, because they know deep down you're the authority, you're the guy to work with.
Right. And we're all business owners, and as business owners, we're always trying to keep our marketing funnel full and our sales funnel full. And what a great way to have an opt-in button and information on your website or Facebook pages, social media, to get people to raise their hand and show their interest, and they get this free download as a PDF. So it has multiple uses, whether it be an actual physical book, a shook, or a actual PDF e-download. So, just keep that in mind. We want to get more leads, and this item right here can be used to do that for you.
Yeah. So Devin kind of alluded to how you're going to use this book. So prior to this webinar, I've kind of helped you create the content of what you're going to put in your book. We just laid out to you all the reasons why you need to have one. So here's the areas you're going to use it in. All right. It can be used as a free gift, an opt-in piece, as Devin said, social media, on your website page, any kind of communication you put out there. You can direct people to get this great book, and now you're list building. Handouts, we use our book a lot. We just did just a handful of reasons or ways that you can use this book. But so free gift, the perceived value of your shuk leads to the perceived value of the gift. So you're giving away great information. I strongly recommend that you put a price on your book, and that'll have some sort of that'll have a value to it. Okay, our book we put at $10, and we've had people say, "Hey, here's $10 for the book," and we say, "No, you can have it. It's yours for free," and they're very grateful of it. And look, the law of reciprocity is into play. All right, gifts make people like you. People buy from people they like. It's very simple. Law of reciprocity. All right. This screen here is a capture from our website homepage. This is where our online lifeblood begins, really. It's through our book, and it's right there front and center. The video of Ben, my business partner, he's talking about getting the book. And a little tip for you, little added bonus here. On your website, make sure whatever you want your client or prospect to do, make sure that it's front and center, and there's absolutely no question what you want them to do. We recently redesigned this homepage, and our opt-ins exploded from a number of about maybe 20 to 25 downloads a week to about 150.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible, but I'm kicking myself in the pants.
Can't look back, Jeff. Can't look back.
Right. For 2 years, we were happy with 20 to 25. So 2 lessons there. Make sure your client prospect knows exactly what you want them to do. In our case, it's get our book. And number 2, test. Okay? Always test things, and don't just settle for what you think is good. Always test things. If you test it for a week and you go from 25 downloads to 12, well, I would have much rather lost 13 downloads than the numbers I've lost over the last 2 years. So always be testing too, okay? So great use here. Opt-in is a freemium, all right? So great quality content, and it gives them motivation to raise their hand and jump on your list so you can communicate to them in the future. So handouts, I kind of touched on this before. We hand out our book a lot when we're outside of our 4 walls. So expos, trade shows, networking events. It's a great piece. When you go to a networking event, you're at a home expo. Let's say you're a contractor, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith get home and they got a stack of business cards and brochures and a stack of one-page, crappily copied color offers from the other contractors. Whose piece do you think is going to go in the trash first? And where do you think your piece is going to go if you put a book in somebody's hand? All right? Especially if you get the 5 to 10 seconds to point out what it is you're putting in their hand. All right? So great use as a handout piece. Okay? And it has staying power. I get, the trash can example. People just aren't going to, you don't throw a book away. How many of you at home right now, if you're in your office listening to this, have books on the shelf that you read 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago? You throw them away? Devin, you throw any books away?
Nope. Whether I read them or don't read them, they still sit on my shelf.
Right. I've got, my wife is an avid reader. We have got books like just everywhere. And it's one of those things we kind of argue about back and forth when I trip over them in the garage. They're just everywhere, but they stick around. Okay, and so great piece to have. Okay, direct mail. So how many of you guys, recently there's I should have had it in front of me for this, but I don't, so I apologize. But there's recently I believe it's the guys that do the End of America promotions for the financial newsletter. Do you know the company that does the End of America promotions, Devin?
I do not. That's not familiar to me. So
I'm thinking it might be Agora, but I could be wrong. Either way, they're selling a financial investment newsletter. They're selling that via mailing me, and I've gotten about 3 or 4 of them now. me that that short book was being mailed. So what Devin did for us in our first year anniversary campaign, the last piece was mailing our book out, and we're going to show you that here in a second on the slide. It's inexpensive and it's powerful, very powerful, because it's flat, so there's not a dimensional piece to it. It's relatively lightweight, but boy, does it have some staying power, and does it make an impression. I think all told, I believe, Devin, am I correct in saying we mailed in excess of 10,000 of those books?
I believe that was about the number, right around there, correct?
Yeah. So I mean, between all the copies that we mailed, all the copies that we've ordered and handed out, we're approaching, a 15,000, 16,000 number of what I would say in circulation. Okay. So it's a big part of our business, and it really should be a big part of your business too. Direct mail, great way to use your book.
It's a phenomenal way to use your book, and right now everyone gets lazy. Business owners are looking for the cheapest way out, and they're sticking to emails, and everyone is so inundated with emails and different messages before they even get out of bed in the morning. And there's no way to really create excitement with emails or opt-in, things on social media. So direct mail is the only way to get that emotion. Everyone knows what it feels like to get a gift in the mail, a box. You want to see what's inside of it. And having something unique and different in the mail is just so impactful, and your competition most likely is not doing it. So you already got your leg up on them, and direct mail right now is just, it's so worth doing, and it's so important to do for your business, and do it the right way if you're going to do it. So highly recommend that you use something like this to send out to prospects and even current clients.
Yeah. So, I mean, that goes in great. Current clients next to our slide, using it as a referral tool. All right. I mean, how great is it of a current client to you're making it easy if you have a book, making it easy for your current client to pass that on to coworkers, friends, and family. You'll see, we'll show you a picture here of how we use our book. We have a little referral card, a coupon, and we make it brain dead easy for our customers to refer us. All we ask, hey, put this book in someone's hand that that's grumpy. They're waking up upset, in pain. They're nasty to work with at work. Put that book in their hands. We'll take care of the rest. All right? They're incentivized for doing it, and their friend, family, coworker who's sleeping bad, poorly, now has some information on how to fix that. So we make it just really easy. It's a great referral mechanism. Okay, so, all right. So here's something that may be a little shocking. So I'll give you guys a few seconds to get back up off your chair, because you probably fell backwards at the ugliness of it. So this was our book before I had the opportunity to work with Devin. And I'll say this: it was a solid effort to get something out the door when we were opening up the store here, and this was my initial concept. Basic bold cover, very much in your face, get you to stop what you're doing was the idea, and get your attention, but pretty ugly, and just typical Word doc on the inside. Okay. So that was the before, and I'm going to let Devin introduce the after.
I don't know, man. That thing's looking really sharp. I'm not sure if I want to change the slide here, but we're going to show you what we did, and how we revamped it, and the way your book or your short book should look. So here we go. So this is an example of the cover on the left-hand side, along with several different spreads and a couple of pages. But, high-level design and impactful design, and something that feels warm and friendly is really what we try to convey. And, there is always a little fun aspect to it. If you think about commercials and the things that you remember, it's usually the funny commercials and the fun commercials. So we do like to have fun with our design and get reaction out of people. So we use different imagery. Obviously, the typography is done very professionally, and it's just easy to read. It flows. It's just something that, within a matter of 20 minutes, you're in and out of the book, and it's really informative and really impactful. And the design elements that we do is customizing each one of the shooks to make it your own book and your own look and feel that keeps your branding, consistent throughout. So this is an example of how we took Gardinar's book and really turned it into something that people are now looking out for and want to get one of these in their hands. So just another example of how design can impact the results of what you're using for your marketing.
Yeah, and I'll add too. I mean, if you're Devin is great to work with, and I mean, if you're not too far down the line or too married to your company logo, who you are, image, from an image standpoint, Devin and his team, I mean, they just do great work, and it's really set the tone for how we present to our clients, our customers. I mean, if you've seen me around some of the super conferences, you kind of know that I've got a certain style I wear, different colored Converse, Chuck Taylor shoes. I kind of wear the Robert Graham shirts, and maybe in the wintertime a sport coat. That's kind of me. That's how I present, and that's my life. That's how I go out there. So the book for us, I mean, this has really kind of set the tone with how we present. We've really built on that relationship over the years with Devin and his team, and it's really helped to set us apart. So just another endorsement there, Devin, of how much I like you guys.
Keep it up, Jeff. We don't mind that at all. But yeah, I mean, it's so amazing how many even large companies or large marketing consultants and different industries, and they'll hand you a business card that was printed off their own printer, or it says free, printed free at Vistaprint on the back of it. It's just an awful way to make an impression. So along with a business card, just imagine handing this to someone and saying, here's everything you need to know. This is it right here. This is what we do. This is how we can help you. And it just cuts the barriers down tremendously and really helps get your message out in a great way, and just gives you a much higher perceived value than what your competition's using. Here's a few more samples just to give you an idea of some different industries. This is for an attorney that we did, a union workers guide, very specific, very targeted audience. And again, you can see the design that we used here, and it's, if you're a union worker, you're going to pick this up and you're going to read it from, cover to cover and understand what this attorney is offering and how he can help out with anything that goes wrong when, you're a union worker. Dentistry and health and beauty, amazing way. This one happens to be a landscape version where we, just change the orientation of the actual book, and another way to just be different and unique. The design really conveys that it's just a friendly design. It's welcoming. You want to read it, and then the graphics really look sharp. And again, it's a real easy read once you get into the actual book. And this one was more for travel, a higher-end travel company. We can go real corporate with these and clean. And, again, we're making it fun and really pleasing to the eye. So it's a pleasure to read. People love imagery, and they're their emotions are set on the imagery, and if they're smiling while they're reading your book, that's just another bonus to you. So that's just a couple different samples, and again, we customize these to whatever your needs are, and we can go through proofing sessions to make sure that your book and shook look phenomenal.
So we've got something to show you, and we're gonna make it real easy to dominate your industry and beat up the competition. So there's Mr. Competitor using a brochure, and here's you using a book. And we've got some resources for you that'll help you get your book in print and have you be able to actually use it out there and get it into your prospect and client's hands. So first, look, you can always do it yourself the way I initially attempted. Some details on how to do it. Elance, frankly, elance.com is where I got the Gardinar's logo done. Okay, a very good source. Odesk is really great. usually more for the technical trade type of things, but Odesk is a great resource on where to get some images and things like that. iStock Photo, if you don't want to go through the time of selecting the right VA, the right person to help you design the images, go to iStock Photo, browse, pick, and pay for them. All right. So I alluded a couple times here on the webinar as we are nearing the end here. I alluded to the fact that for those of you that are on the webinar as a result of the GKIC Swipe and Deploy, you've likely already gotten some things from us on how to write your book content. If not, you'll be able to get that right now. There's a pop-up box on your screen in the right corner, and you'll be able to get that if you just click there now. So get that if you haven't gotten it. And Devin, I'll let you let everybody know how you can help them out.
Thanks a lot, Jeff, and we definitely want all of our clients and people that are listening to succeed. So if you want to go ahead and do it yourself, by all means, you can get this designed and printed at something like a FedEx Kinko's or an Office Depot. But our DFY done for you method is really a no-brainer because we know what it takes. We develop these on a regular basis. DMC will handle all the concept creation for you. We'll use our impactful design and award-winning design service to make sure that your shook looks phenomenal. We have an amazing marketing copywriter on staff here that will be on the interview process as well and really get a good understanding of what you're trying to accomplish. We'll supply you an e-version of this, which you can easily put into an email, or you can use as your opt-in. So when someone opts into a form on your website or landing page, it'll be emailed automatically right to them. It's a phenomenal way to introduce yourself as well. So if you're sending out a cold email to someone that you want to introduce yourself to, you can send this as part of your email. We'll also handle the delivery or direct mail it directly to your targeted list that you supply us, and we'll get it in their hands. And then, of course, you're going to get our personal marketing guidance. So we're continually learning new things with marketing. We're always on the cutting edge, always staying ahead of the technology. So we'll continue to deliver you all that knowledge. And as we roll out new things, new products, and things that can help your business out, we're definitely going to let you know. So the Done For You product is a phenomenal way to go, and we look forward to helping you out with this process. But now it's time to get into the fun stuff, and let's recap really why you need one of these shooks. We're going to help you share your message more effectively. It's going to ultimately help you demand higher fees. You have a higher perceived value. You look better than your competition. They're going to spend the money to invest in someone that they trust. Immediately going to help you beat out the competition because they're using something standard like a brochure or something like that. So you're going to look great. We're going to increase your conversion rates, get more people to opt into those landing pages or websites that you have, and solidifying your expertise and really setting you up as the authority is going to be a huge thing for you. And people just see a book that you're handing out that's authored by you. It's going to really help out. Create the staying power. We already mentioned that, and how we make sure these books look great and they get passed around from family to friends, and gives you extra chance for referrals. So it definitely has the staying power that you need. So here's what our DMC shook includes. We're going to handle a copywriting interview. We're going to do all the copywriting, creative design of your shook. We're going to print 1,000 copies for you, full color, digitally printed on a high-end 100-pound gloss tech stock, and we're also going to supply that awesome e-version for you. The shook, again, is going to set you up as the authority, so make sure you get your shook today. Your initial investment is going to be only $19.50. It's a very small investment for something this powerful, and today we're going to hook you up because you're part of the S&D crew and you're part of Jeff's webinar here. So we're going to go ahead and knock that down to an initial investment of $17.50. And then you will receive from that your design and your copywriting. And once we're ready to proceed for print, we will need your second part of the payment, which is an additional $19.50. But again, we're going to go ahead and slice that down to $17.50. And for your 24-page shook, we're going to do better than the 2,800. We're going to go ahead and charge you the initial investment of $24.50 to have the design and copy of your 24-page shook handled. And then the final investment, the last payment that you make, we'll go ahead and do that again for $24.50. And then probably about 7 to 10 business days, the printing will be completed, and then we'll ship your books up to you for your success. If you want to go ahead and take advantage of our one pay option, typically we charge $3,900 for a 16-pager. We also charge $5,600 for a 24-pager. But the one pay special today is going to be for a 16-page shook, $3,300. And for a 24-page shook, it's going to be only $4,600. We know this is an investment that is really worth your while, and it's only going to take several prospects and new clients to get in your door to break even on this type of product that becomes an evergreen product for you. So go ahead and click on that link. If you're ready to purchase right now, you can click on the link there and see your options, and go ahead and get your purchase started. And we'll receive a notification once we get that confirmation that you filled out the form and information that you'll see at this link. If you do have any other questions whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me, devin@yourdmc.com, or 813-579-9540. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you so much again, and we look forward to helping you out with your next marketing effort. Have a wonderful day, and Jeff, thank you so much for having me today.
Well, very cool, Devin. So we'll have questions here in a minute. So if you have any questions along the way, you can type them in the question box now, and we'll get to them in a minute. A couple things just to kind of touch on what Devin's offering here. You can certainly go out there and do this yourself. Heck, you can even have somebody ghost write this book for you, for crying out loud, if you'd want to. I caution against it strongly, and I think the value in what you're investing in with Devin is that copywriting interview, and it's one of the techniques I suggest, as you've gotten earlier information from me, is to have this be in your voice. So that interview, when Devin and his team do your copywriting interview, I mean, you're going to be writing, although you're not technically writing it, paper to pen or key punch to screen. They're going to be interviewing you, and you're going to be answering the questions, and it'll be in your voice. And that's kind of one of the very unique personal touches that Devin delivers with his product, that kind of one of those intangible things, but it comes out. This book will be in your voice. So when people come in, see you as the expert, it's not someone else speaking in the book and then you speaking in front of them as the authority. So really nice touch point there. The other thing too, to the investment side, I mean, we've been using this book now for, doors have been open for 25 months. So, I mean, if you're looking at a 24-page book, I mean, that's an average cost of about $200 a month or so. That's not a lot of money when you look at it from that side of things, to have such a great evergreen tool. And it really is evergreen. I mean, you can do version 2, version 3 if you want. You don't have to. I recommend it down the road, but let's get started now and get this piece out there and become that authority. Earlier in the month, I had you've been reading about Gardeners in the newsletters. I had the pleasure of making the trip to Ohio to oversee a mattress delivery to somebody that we all know, Mr. Kennedy, Dan himself. And, he got into our world because of the book, okay? And nothing else that we were doing. Our SEO is good. We do a nice job of pay-per-click. We never would have got on Dan's radar if it wasn't for this book, okay? So when you're looking to go after those big whale customers, those top fish, this is what does it for you. It really does, having this tool. So That's pretty much what I have to say. Devin, anything else to add before we go to questions?
Really appreciate everyone's time, and Jeff, really thank you so much for having us here today to discuss this. And it's just such a powerful product for us, and it's for our business, for our clients. I really know the success, and every business owner really should have this, and sets them apart instantly. And it just keeps the tough part of businesses always start something, they stop something, they start marketing, they stop marketing. It's very tough to stay consistent. This thing is one product that can stay consistent. After you have this designed and copywritten and printed of the 1,000 initial copies, the price point goes down on these. When they were just printing additional copies for you, they go down anywhere from the low dollar to $1.75 a piece. So the cost per piece after the fact does drop, and it's just an amazing tool, and every single business owner needs to have one of these.
Yep. And actually, Devin, you answered the first question. So, first question, what do additional shooks cost? So, 16 pager there, you're in the $1.03 range each, and 24 at $1.72. So, you invest in it today, you get the 1,000, start there, and figure out how you're going to use it. We've already given you all the different ways to use the book, and Devin turns these around very quick. You'll really never be left high and dry without these books to be handed out. Okay. Turnaround time on the initial project. So Devin, I think he's 30, 45 days?
Yeah, approximately. I mean, obviously everyone needs to be on the same page and involved. I mean, we try to get them in and out so you can start utilizing them as soon as possible. So we love to try to, complete the entire project within about 30 to 45 days from start to finish.
That's pretty quick. I mean, that's quick. I mean, just think to yourself out there, for those of you listening, I mean, how many great ideas have you come up with that you've been thinking about for 30 to 45 days, and now you're going to get your book in 30 to 45 days done and in your hands. That's quick. Next question. Let's see. Why not just get regular? Okay, yeah. Why not just do a regular book? Look, you can, but in the world of 30-second sound bites and 10-second news clips, I don't think people are looking for quite that much information. They want what they need delivered to them, and these short books make a lot of sense. Devin, you got anything to add there?
Yeah, I mean, the Cliff Notes version, I mean, it's the attention span these days. It's a nice, easy read. We call it sometimes a bathroom read, so it's something that people can easily read, and it's not a burden to them to get the information. So, you want to keep it somewhat short and concise and to the point, and unless you're doing a whole entire educational process that requires, a couple 100-page book, this really gets the job done for you. And, the time involved, as you said, I mean, to do a real book, I mean, you can be talking months and months and months, 6 months, 8 months. I know people that have been taking over a year to publish their book. So this is a great way to get into this market, to see how successful using a short book could be. And then you can always, add on to it in the future.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you absolutely have 200 pages of valuable information and not one page is unnecessary, somebody needs all 200 pages, make a series of books up, okay? Make a series of books up, and the beautiful thing here is you can carve that up into 4, maybe 6 different volumes, and have a really nice little serial going, and give away the first 1 or 2, and maybe you collect a few dollars for the other ones. You package it up. I mean, that would be a great way to show up if you absolutely have that much information. All right. So if I buy today, how soon can we get started? No, Devin. I mean, it's your production schedule.
Yeah.
Get started pretty quick for these guys.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can click on the links to go ahead and purchase right there. Obviously, this is an investment, and if you have questions or any thing that you want to review, my contact information is here on this slide. By all means, reach out to us. We can literally schedule a time and within a week have our initial meeting and see the direction that we want to go, and set up that creative call to get the interview going really within about a week's time, and get these things going, immediately.
Okay. And Devin already mentioned this, but somebody has a question of, do I have to pay this all up front? No. Well, you know what, Devin, I'll let you handle that. Since you're collecting the money, I'll let you handle that one.
Yeah, we'll definitely understand that the investment here and breaking up your marketing budget. So we are offering a 2-pay option, and it's 2 payments of $17.50 on a 16-pager, or 2 payments of $24.50 on a 24-pager. And if you do a single pay, you're definitely going to save some money. You save about $200 or so bucks on the 16-pager and about $300 on the 24-pager. So whatever option's good for you. Again, we just really insist that you use this product and test it out, and you'll really see the results from it right away. So however you'd like to pay, we're pretty flexible. What we're looking for is to just see you succeed and see the revenue stream start building up and up and up for you.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got for now. Everybody, thanks for joining us, and have a great day.
Thank you very much, everyone.